down the chimney. So yeah, after that, I'm not getting a cat again.
Dogs, because I have one.
Dogs. Oh, hold on.
I have a dog and a cat, so hopefully they don't hear me when I say this, but I'll probably choose the cat, to be honest.
I would say by car.
Definitely rotation by car.
I'm infamous for being nice with the quadcrasher, actually.
By car, just because I'm not very good at using the quad crasher yet.
Definitely car right now.
Car, because quad crashers, you can get shot out.
I think I'd rather have bionic legs.
Probably legs, to be honest.
Bionic legs, because I can probably run super fast.
Bionic arms, I could go crazy with the cranks.
I'd probably do a bionic legs just because I feel like you could probably run faster and stuff like that. Not too athletic when it comes to running. Fuck no.
Definitely spike traps. They're way more OP.
I think spike traps, because poison darts they're a little confusing.
The mechanical skill that spike traps took sometimes, there's a lot of outplays you could do with them.
Spike traps, those are really fun.
Probably spike traps.
Definitely spike traps.
Takeout, because there's just so many restaurants out there that I love.
Definitely home cooked.
Takeout?
Tastes better when you make it yourself, so I'll probably go home cooked.
I prefer home cooked just because it's just what I'm used to.
Definitely takeout. I like fast food a lot. I prefer sand just because I am very close to the beach.
I like the sand, I really like the beach.
Being Canadian, I'm probably gonna go with snow.
Definitely sand.
Snow.
I think I like snow more.
Definitely middle.
I'd say middle zone just because you have the higher chance of pulling the next one, better positioning.
Probably edge.
I'm definitely more of an edge zone guy. I was one of the first people to ever sort of do dead side.
I'm gonna have to say EU, even though Bugo is on NA.
I think EU is the better option here.
Probably EU.
Coming from NA, I gotta be repping NA.
Definitely NA.
NA, 100%.
What's going on, Fortnite fam? It's Life with Panda here, back again with another player joining us. Defiable, hanging out, returning to the lobby. What's going on, Defiable?
Awesome much. How are you doing?
Doing good. Looking forward to the season, man. Now, obviously, 2022 is here, and we have a brand new competitive game mode in duos. What is your personal favorite game mode in Fortnite?
My personal favorite is duos, followed behind by solos. Obviously, the season's duos and their solo cash cups.
What is your favorite part about this current meta?
I'd say the Spider-Man. I like how the mechanics work. I like how they function, and I land at the Daily Bugle where the Spider-Man is most common there. I really like the meta right now.
Who are you duoing with here in Chapter 3, Season 1?
I'm doing with my friend Mojo. I've known him for over 1.5 years. We met in 2020 and just clicked in trios.
So tell us a little bit about you. What does your day-to-day look like, and including Fortnite into that schedule?
Obviously, I have school for like 7 hours, so I get home at around 3:30ish, do my homework until 5 or until I'm done with it. And then I hop on. If there's any tourneys, I play them. If there's not, then I usually just play creative or play scrims. And then on weekends, it's tourney days, so I just warm up for the tourneys, and that's basically it.
How did you get into Fortnite?
My friends in Season 3, all the hype started building up at my school, and then they were like, hey, you should download Fortnite. And I've been playing ever since.
What are some expectations for you and Fortnite in 2022?
I hope to place top 5 in FNCS in one of them, especially this one, because I have really high expectations for myself. I want to place in a lot of the cash cups, and I just want to get my name out there, basically.
How do you stay motivated when playing Fortnite?
When I'm not motivated, I usually just take a day or two off, or if I'm like if I'm not playing really good, and I'm like playing, or if I'm playing really bad, then I'll take like a 1 or 2 day break, so I can just fully reset my mentality and everything.
So you mentioned that you like to take some time to rest to avoid that burnout when playing a game too much. What are some things that you do when you are away from Fortnite?
I like to play football, and then I also like to play other games. Or I just like sitting in a call with my friends and just talking to them.
Thank you so much, Defiable, for hanging out with us and answering some questions. Tell the people at home where they can find you.
Twitter.com/Defiable1_. You can find me on YouTube, just search up Defiable, and those are like the main two I use. I'm obviously really excited.
Like, I'm gonna go for that first place.
Definitely, we're gonna qualify for grand finals.
I'm super excited.
Oh, I'm going all the way. I'm winning FNCS.
On the West Coast, it's gonna be Epic Will and Arkham. That's like kind of everyone's opponent.
I'm just making sure that I'm as prepared as I can be.
We'll dominate low ground and scare everybody off.
My duo and I bring a lot of chemistry.
You know, work a lot harder than a lot of the other players. I'll be at my best for sure.
I think they should be worried about me. I don't miss my shots.
Look at this Bragmore. Oh, what the fuck? Why is it? Fucking nerd. You're a fucking nerd, you're not. What?
We have no trophies for Genshin.
Dude, I can barely fucking hear you, goddammit.
Welcome
Shut up,
back
bitch.
once again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It is
There are
Chapter 3,
trophies. All of them
Season
are
1
just
of
very
the
rare.
FNCS. And one qualifier is down, meaning that only one qualifier remains
Close
for these
application.
teams to claim their spot at the top and take the Pickaxe of Champions. I'm your host, Hello Kelly Link, and of course, everyone, we have 6 exciting games today with some of the best duos in NA West. And I can't do this by myself. No, I have to have 2 of the best men I could find on the desk with me. So let's introduce to you these gentlemen right now. Of course, you guys have seen them on the desk with me last chapter. We got Panda coming back on the desk here. And then, of course, Takata joining me once again. Panda, how you doing, man?
I mean, I'm feeling hyped as well, Kelly. We just saw some incredible action coming from NA East. I also know in the qualifying round for NA West, Epic Whale and Arco, I mean, they dropped the high elimination game, so I'm excited to see how it goes.
Oh yeah, everyone, you guys, if you were able to watch Qualifier 1, then you guys are going to be so excited for what we have in store for you today. But of course, what we're watching here, maybe you guys are just joining us for the first time and we need to break down the schedule. But first, everyone, we have to talk about where you guys can watch everything right now. And of course, that's in Legends Landing. If you guys haven't been able to check that out, you definitely need to. What is Legends Landing? Well, you can watch all of this action here in the new Legends Landing, found in by the Epic Discovery Row. Takata, I mean, this is an amazing experience.
This is incredible. I love to see this, Kelly. You can join in with your friends. You can watch FNCS as well as practice a little bit. You get hyped up from seeing Arkham Rex, Epic Whale, from seeing the FNCS champions, get into a little bit of box fight action, get into a bit of practice. You can do everything you need to prepare yourself for the next FNCS.
Speaking of preparing, Panda, are you prepared? Are you ready? Okay, never mind then. That's fine, everyone. That is okay. But guys,
muted,
again,
bro.
we're here to talk about the schedule. So let's pull that up right now to see exactly where we are in Season 1 of the FNCS for Chapter 3. And of course, we already had Qualifier 1. That was 2 days ago on Friday. Right now, it's Sunday. That is where we're having Qualifier 2. This is the last chance for either the top 8 teams to automatically qualify into the finals or for teams to collect the much-needed series points to go forward into the semifinals. And you can see the semifinals is going to be happening the 25th through the 27th. That is a 3-day affair right there. And all of that leads up to the finals the following week here. And breaking down the format right now, we've already had 2 rounds either happening yesterday or today. The top 50 teams from round 2 are now going to be competing. And you can see it on the bottom left score. The top 8, or the bottom of the screen, the top 8 teams are going to be moving forward to the finals. That's going to be in week 3. But we also have the semifinals that's going to be happening next week, where the top 8 teams from each session are going to move forward to the finals, joining the 16 teams from the qualifiers. But Takata, to be able to even make it into the semifinals or finals, they're going to have to earn some points.
Ooh, they're going to have to earn a lot of points, Kelly. If we take a look here at the format, it is 32 points for that victory royale. But be careful. it's a different elimination point format here for round 3 compared to the first and second qualifying rounds. It is 3 points per elimination instead of 1. So if you get 11 eliminations, that's equivalent to a victory royale. Being able to play for that late game and get those placement points alongside a good amount of eliminations is what is going to get you qualified to those grand finals.
And we saw that just 2 days ago, Takada. We saw a team not just get 32 points for the VR, but also grab a double-digit elimination game and be able to essentially get 2 VRs in one game. But Panda, there are a ton of great teams that are going to be competing today.
Absolutely, and at the top of the list there, you already know Arkham and Epic Whale. They've made it on. They struggled a little bit in Qualifier 1, but here in Qualifier 2, they have made it to the final round here, and this is their opportunity to qualify for the finals. Now, there are a lot of talented players here, though, so it's not going to be an easy task for them to qualify. You see people like Chris, Wavy, you got Chicken and Kaizen, you got Krizix and Jelty. So many top-tier talent members here from the West Coast competing here in round number 2. So this is not going to be a cakewalk for any team on the board.
Not at all. Just like you said, we have Chris and Jelty. There are quite a few teams that are making a comeback from qualifying in the first qualifier and now qualifying again in the second qualifier. Here on the second page, we can see Frappi, Nate, Punisher, and Landjock, a duo I'm very excited to see how they perform. They've been competing from skirmishes to the World Cup duos, and now here in Chapter 3 FNCS, I mean, it's looking good.
I mean, we also saw Clay's favorite team there, E-Girl Obama, and I know that they're going to be doing so well, so I can't wait to see how they're going to be competing in today's competition. And there are honestly just so many teams, so many players that we can talk about, especially here in the region of NA West. But there is a particular player that we decided to get a little bit more information from, and that player goes by the name of Wheels. Let's see what he had to say.
What's going on, Fortnite fam? It's your boy, Life with Panda, back again here. And joining me today in the lobby is none other than Wheels. What's going on, Wheels?
Not much. How you doing?
Are you excited about what's coming up here?
This season has been going good for me and my duo partners so far, so I'm actually really excited to see how we can do in FNCS.
So tell us a little bit more about you. Tell us about some things that you like to do in your spare time, or just tell us that you love Fortnite. Whatever speaks to you here.
In my spare time, I usually like to exercise or hang out with friends. But I usually spend most of my time of my day practicing, 8 hours a day, either practicing, scrimming, VOD reviewing, anything I can do to improve.
It is quite a bit, like you mentioned. There's scrimming, VOD reviewing, etc.
Yeah,
it takes quite a bit to play at your level, so I totally understand that. What draws you to that Battle Royale genre?
Being the last survivor out of 100 is it's kind of like an overwhelming feeling. It's really accomplishing.
What's some personal goals for you in 2022?
It's always nice to see improvement. So anything like outplacing myself in the past would probably be my main goal.
Again, fresh chapter, fresh map, fresh loot pool. How are you going to use these new changes to your advantage to come out on top in FNCS?
When you practice and play arena, stuff like that, it actually gives you more of an advantage than other players who just, go into scrims every day.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Diversifying the way that you practice is super important. Because if you scrim, you're only going to be understanding the players that you're going up against in those scrims. And a lot of times when you have to qualify for next rounds in FNCS, you're going up against players that you're not used to, and it's going to throw you off.
Exactly,
for sure.
Oh, fuck
Final
you.
question, what's your favorite part about this season?
It's got to be the new map, the fresh new map, the new feeling of discovering new areas, learning exactly where everything is. It's probably the most enjoyable thing when it comes to competitive. Like little things that you can pick up that some other people might not have found yet. So you have like a little early advantage. Yeah, that's just exploring the new map is probably the best part.
You're a bitch anyway.
Thank you, Wheels, so much for coming on, joining me and answering these questions. Where can the people find you?
I stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/Wheels. And my Twitter is Wheels960.
Awesome. Well, again, thank you so much, Wheels, for joining us.
Panda, what was it like to talk to Wheels there? I mean, obviously we got the interview, but I'm sure it was really cool to get some in-depth information from one of the players.
Absolutely, and Wheels is
Okay, now
very
Pam is not
confident
muted.
today. I
Let
actually
me know.
had the opportunity to talk to his duo as well, Batman Buga. Both of them have a really solid game plan going into this. They didn't quite execute on that game plan there in Qualifier 1, but Qualifier 2, they've made it here, and I think they're going to do pretty well.
Oh, yeah, I definitely think they're going to do well. And we're about to talk about one team that I think everyone expects to do well, but for some reason we didn't see them in Qualifier 1. Of course, I'm talking about Arkham and Epic Whale Takata.
I mean, like, there's so much I can say about this duo. Arkham and Epic Whale go back to World Cup, to the skirmishes, to the early tournaments of Fortnite, and they're still dominating today. Unfortunately, we did not see them in Qualifier 1, like Kelly mentioned, but now I think that's going to motivate them even more here in Qualifier 2. Dropping at the Coney Crossroads, it's a very central location, so having a lot of options to choose where they want to rotate, and also have to be a bit careful of third parties since there'll be a lot of duos rotating through that POI.
Panda, I really want to know, though, your thoughts on Arkham and Epic Whale and why they didn't actually qualify in the first qualifier and what changes did they make to be able to make sure that they came here?
Well, I think it boils down to spending that extra time to understand the format going into the qualifiers, right? And I think a lot of the veteran players just automatically assumed that they knew what they were going to be doing going into it, so they just kind of slightly prepped for it and then went in. However, the teams that truly practiced and prepped with this format in mind were the ones that were successful, and that's why we saw a lot of big names from NA West not make it to Qualifier 1, and a lot even still struggle to get to Qualifier 2. So it's going to be a unique situation for sure for these players, but I'm excited to see that they can come back from this, that adversity. Qualifier 1, it's their opportunity to come back here in Qualifier 2 and show why they deserve to be here.
Yeah, we actually, during Qualifier 1, had our analytical team send us a list of all of the top performing teams from Chapter 2 who didn't make it into Qualifier 1, and it was something like 40 teams.
It was I know how to keep my mouth down.
First season of the chapter, in between a new map, a new item set, there is a lot of changes that need to be made. And one of the changes that we're going to be seeing is
I'm referring to you. You never keep your mouth shut.
With trios going down to duos, a lot of changes are going to be happening, Panda. But Lamejock and Punisher, I'm really excited for this team right here.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you here. I think Takata's even more excited than you and I, but I think this team is very, very special, right? We've seen them time and time again. Again, a veteran
I can barely even hear you over the
stepping up to the plate and showing that they still got it here in Chapter 3. And not only am I excited to see what they can do here in these games,
my fucking
I'm also
video,
excited
my
to see
audio
what
settings,
their
I
game
can
plan is
possibly
from
turn
that
this
drop,
down.
because you saw where that was, right?
I cannot figure out what I can do
to kind of manage and go around. So it's going to be interesting to see what they can do from that spot, making sure that they get those surge tags early and so on.
Takata, what are your thoughts on this team right here?
I mean, I'm feeling confident for them. That drop where they are by the windmill south of Greasy has 2 Spider-Man red shooter spawns, so it looks like they're going to play the Spider-Man strategy going into this. We also know that Landjock and Punisher played together as a duo in the Fortnite World Cup, so they've got that synergy. Kind of reminds me of like a Benji Savage duo from Europe, but here on NA West.
Well, let's hope that they do as well as Benji and Savage did, because I think they got 2nd place out of Europe today, so it'll be exciting to see if they do that well. But the last team that we're going to be focusing on right now, we already had a little interview with Wheels, but Batman, Booga, and Wheels, obviously, Panda, we've talked about Batman, Booga so much, just from the name alone, but over the last chapter, saw Batman, Booga slowly climb up the leaderboard every season.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, another team that they've had skills, right? Well, obviously Wheels, another player that's done a lot within his career, but Batman Booga, one of those names that when we first saw it, obviously we chuckled, we laughed, we love the name, right? But as a player, they have continued to just improve season over season, and they assured me, like I said before, that this is their season.
Well, I'm excited to see if Season 1 of Chapter 3 is going to be their season, and obviously we want to know everything we can about all of our players in NA West. So that's why we asked them some questions in this video, Ask a Pro.
How did you become a pro, and what advice would you give to those trying to become a pro player themselves?
Hopping into a Scrim Discord and being able to see your improvement and going against some
Alright.
Tell them to comment in the chat. I'll put them in
You
timeout.
are improving. You're seeing improvement in your placements.
The best advice I can give you is to learn from the already established pro players. So you watch their videos.
Bash, that kind of looks like you a little.
I'm absolutely cracked
Oh,
and creative,
fuck
but I
off.
can't seem to replicate it.
Saying.
I know
Fucking
some of
bitch.
the part has to do with my nerves, but any recommendations on how to get over this hump? hop in creative.
James, what is up with you and timing out
Also
people?
play in arena,
Fucking hell.
but
No. I did that because it was Zelius'
I'll switch my server.
Chloe's nephew, Aiden.
60 to 80
Yeah,
ping.
Chloe's nephew
That way
Aiden.
when I go
I
in,
did
Uh.
that to him.
Why though?
25 ping.
Because K-Pro.
Feel a lot better.
Dude, it looks
Experience is
Basher's
probably
playing.
your number one factor in not getting nervous.
Honestly, same. Like a lot
Basher,
of
you
creative
suck.
stuff I use, I don't even use. I don't. Use
Oh, are you doing the
90%
box
of them
fights
in
with the
game.
Basher? Entertain your viewers. Do a box fight.
Entertain
them. Feed them
Fine.
with the blood of the enemy.
Fine.
Can you what?
The best way to get rid of these nerves is
I don't know why all these idiots are over here.
He's right on the mic.
does any pro have aspirations to join the broadcast team?
I am a pro that could definitely see myself on the broadcast team in the future, and I feel like I have a lot of knowledge when it comes to Fortnite. So who knows?
It would be nice to see form the
Are these one of these idiots actually using a heavy? Oh my
You want me to go
God.
first?
Yeah, Takana is on the broadcast now.
Aiden? Aiden, you want me to go first? I gotta travel in semis, store health at campfires, and interact with a tent and camp co.
You know, able to compete as well as they used to be. I would, you know, like to maybe get into a job like that. That
Huh,
would be a really
bitch.
cool job to have after competitive.
I'm probably gonna get my ass whooped here depending
Season,
how
what do I gotta
Fucking
do
bitch,
now?
you're gonna get your ass whooped, you dumb puss.
depending how good my teammate is.
Jesus Christ, how do you fucking build like that? I'm just surprised how you build like that with Combat Pro.
Well, it's not. Oh, you said this earlier.
Dude,
What?
it's not bad. It's very entertaining. You're a pro.
Hey, untime him out. You're being mean.
Hey, he's signed up for 5 minutes. There's nothing I can do.
Can't you take it off?
No, you can't.
I actually surprisingly can't, can I?
No.
I can't.
That's
I can only
rude.
keep
Yep,
putting
you
him
just
in
lost a
timeout.
visitor. You just lost a viewer.
Hey, I'm not the one streaming. Don't be a dick to Carson because I was a dick to your nephew.
Okay.
Where's mine?
I seriously don't think I should be trusting you with mod anymore.
No, I literally only did it. Honestly, I kind of thought for some reason that I'd be able to choose how long. Like I would put him in.
No, you can't.
Seconds. I forgot that you can't.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've had some.
Who's
Yeah.
Jack
some
Gordon?
opportunities leading up to this
That's
moment,
James.
Leading up to that moment last summer where I was able to join the broadcast, but
Unlike
it's
my
definitely different, right?
PlayStation,
Obviously,
You're
like,
literally
in my
chatting
focus, right,
with-
It had always been as like a player, not only as a player to play through competitive events, but also to play just casually. I
Jack
really
Gordon
enjoy
is a
the game of
nickname for
Fortnite, so being able to
James,
step
and
into,
Gordon
a
is
spotlight
because
like
of
this
gives
gives me the opportunity
not
to
Gordon
showcase
Ramsay.
and-
I actually don't know
and-
why I have it as Gordon.
Really doesn't even know why he has it even.
It used to be Jack Potter because of my name is a nickname and then Harry Potter, but now it's just fucking Jack Gordon. I don't know why.
No, Aiden's watching you go through your stuff.
Jesus Christ, Basher, you have
What?
too much.
Well, if you truly want to know how many skins I have a total of 389 skins. I almost have 400 skins in total.
Jesus fucking Christ, Basher.
I've been playing this game for 3
And
years
yet
now.
you choose the nastiest skin combos. I see how it is.
What do you mean?
We're not running Storm King. How dare you?
What? Who?
The Ice King. You're not
What's
running
your
Ice King. How
oldest
dare you?
skin?
I'm not running Ice King. Wait, what? What,
What's
Chloe?
your ugliest skin, Basher? Oh, that's a reskin
No,
of him.
oldest.
Oldest? Oh,
Oldest. Ooh, Basher, you have to go back to your season 5 days.
honestly,
That's when you started.
like if it's the very first skin I ever owned, it would
Oh, it's
be.
Paya. I could time him out too.
No, you're not
Okay.
timing out fucking Paya. Fuck off.
I'm not timing out anybody.
Fuck off. I seriously don't trust you with mine no more. Like,
Oh, no,
goddamn.
trust me, I will not time anybody out. What are you typing in? Oh, season fucking 5. Okay.
Yeah. Fucking idiot.
Bro, you're getting chapter 2 shit.
Well, yeah, because I typed in season 5. So obviously chapter 1 and chapter 2 stuff is gonna appear. I type in chapter.
Ooh,
Season 5.
Michonne looks ugly. It's
Yeah.
way better in the fucking TV
Oh fuck.
series.
Oh fuck. Nah, oh fuck. I backed up way too hard. Shit.
You think?
No shit. Oh, fuck. Oh, god damn it! God damn it! Not this again!
Round 3 of the qualifiers.
Wait, what do I gotta do here?
Difficult to
The
do.
fuck?
If they get
The fucking lag! Aiden's corner. Message being held for review. What? Why?
When it comes to certain things, it just gets held back.
Oh well, I accept. Why the hell would it not want to show that? It's an upside down face. What the hell?
I know, YouTube's
I thought he
fucking
said
weird.
slid like fuck or something.
No, YouTube's weird when it comes to its shit.
YouTube be gay.
Yeah, no shit.
Like Basher.
Okay, fuck off for one.
What am I? What? Did you just ask me what you? Oh, you're my nephew, you weirdo. I just
No,
forget you were my nephew.
he's your uncle.
Totally.
Totally. Look, he went into a time machine to go see you when you were
James,
not dead.
shut up.
Ooh, Basher, why do you have 3 different versions of Isabella?
Huh? What do you mean?
There's a Frosty version. What the fuck? How? Like, what?
Oh, fuck. Where was it? Oh, yeah. The blue one was a PC exclusive.
You're kidding me.
And because I have a laptop that runs Fortnite, I was able to get it. Same with Shadow Ruby. Let me find her. Where is my Shadow Ruby? I can't fucking find her.
Tell Aiden that we know. He doesn't have to go telling everybody.
We can hear you on that stream, I hope you know.
Yeah,
after
I'm
30 fucking seconds due to stream delay.
Yeah, with Shadow Ruby, she was free on PC for a bit till she came to the actual item shop.
Thumbs up. You know what? I'm gonna send a crying face. I'm gonna send a smiling cry face.
I'm not doing fucking shits.
Yeah, of course you can hear us, just after 30 seconds of us already saying it. Not like that's a big deal since you're not playing or anything, but still. You're gonna hear your aunt saying something, and then just like out of nowhere, you're gonna hear it 30 seconds later, like shit like that. Right? No, it's left. How dare you? Basher, why aren't you running the meteor? How dare you?
What meteor? You're talking about the banner?
Yeah.
Because if I'm gonna run the meteor, then I'm gonna run a skinner and stuff that works with it. I'm just not gonna put a random ass banner.
You can do like Miami Heat, you know, because they're kind of like.
Fuck Miami Heat, bro. Fuck that team.
It doesn't matter.
I'm
if
a
it's
fucking
bad.
Raptors fan, bro. Doesn't fucking matter. I'm sticking with my home team,
you
bro.
Think your fucking logo is better than a goddamn flaming basketball going through a hoop? Yours literally is a ball that has tiny cat-sized tears. Don't even test it, bro.
First of all, what's Miami Heat's mascot fucking one?
I don't know, probably a flaming nutsack.
We know that they always mess around that first qualifier.
Oh, god damn it! God damn it! Fucking stuck. God damn it!
Oh, like the amount of frame rate lag.
Yeah, I know. And first of all, my mascot's a fucking dinosaur for fucking one.
Oh, well, that's just sad.
A little bit. We heard Kelly in the desk talk about my pick on that side, Assault Courier and Ignite Salty. One of my big reasons for picking them, yes, they had an incredibly consistent performance, averaging just under a 5th place average placement and a decent amount of elims in that second round. But my big reason is Courier is a tank.
Basher,
He played incredibly well when you watched him at the Streamer Bowl 3. He played with Nick Merckx and Mike Evans, and there was literally at one point where Wavepunk and Sancho were like, hey, go Tilted, and they're like, we're not listening to you, we're listening to Courier. He's the one who's making all the calls and all the plays.
I hate my
did
fucking
incredibly well.
autocorrect.
The way he ended up getting there was through the Community Cup on West, so seeing his rise and the fact they got first place in the second round, like,
Please tell me there's a way that I can know that.
And honestly, they could because they average just a little bit less elims than
because my night. First of all, I don't have that set up, and two, my night button stream I've never wanted to work. So
right, they had 7 games.
Oh my god!
78 points,
Jelly,
which I believe was like 26
NSG,
points more.
Ollie Wash, Sawyer Senpai.
That's really something right there.
Dog Water.
So they've got a lot of momentum coming.
I'm better than you.
I'm not putting him in timeout. I'm joking.
I killed you in Saves Customs earlier. I don't want to hear that.
Again, they are a little bit older of a duo, like Takata said, but they still got that footing under them.
Yeah, there's plenty of duos who would be able to go through. I'm excited to see. I think Landjock and Punisher play.
Well, that was my YouTube studio. I can't fucking find it.
To kind of get as many points as they can. And one thing we've always seen with West.
No. That's my YouTube music.
It's not
my YouTube
What the actual fuck?
Literally anything can. And
I go to drink my root beer and that shit
going to see
flakes
absurd
in my
plays,
mouth.
great individual clutches. There's so many different little nuances.
Like it took all my self-control and I just spit that shit out everywhere. I had to do a controlled spit on my floor because there was no way I was going to be able to get that up
as well, so you know what's going to be pulling those reboots out of nowhere.
What is wrong with your?
It looks like we're about to hop right into the game.
Oh my god! Now my
we're getting in there. Don't forget 6 matches to go. There is the sound of the bus.
Is your roofer just flat or some shit? Is that your issue?
It's not flat, you dumb piece of shit.
Why did you spit take it then?
Here we go, match 1 of 6, and the question is who will make it off of that.
I can't exactly hear you over the Lomotron. I told you that.
Clown Arkham might be fighting off of the start unless something changed on the drop. Let's see here. Looks like we got a northeast to southwest south path, and we're gonna hop right on over to County Crossroads with the 6-time champions. Epic Whale.
Now I have to fucking wipe this shit up so it doesn't.
They're looking pretty good. I mean, getting that uncontested is gonna be great for them. Snacky and Fabs are contested, but look, I mean, they already got damage on them. They've already gotten to a point where if they just push them quickly, they'd be able to eliminate them. It's gonna take that guzzle juice in heal right on.
The good thing is that
again, one of those
root
we see a lot of them in
wasn't
Fortnite
actually a
where
lot.
you can contest
wasn't a
and
lot
not
of root beer.
have it affect your overall loot that much because there's so much loot.
Hold up, I'm gonna boot up my laptop real quick so I can fix someone.
POI on the map next to Covert Canyon.
What? Your fucking stream?
Just getting average in there. Covert Cavern.
Shut up.
Excuse me. As you can see,
send me a drone request.
Outside of Camp Cuddle, Slicknick have looked like they've already.
Yeah, I can't see who the fuck that is because I'm not on my desk.
Real quick pair of eliminations coming through for them.
That's what you want in game number 1. If you get those quick
so you're energetic enough to get up and change your stream, but you're not energetic enough to switch for when I need it.
Well, the thing is, my Switch is the funny thing is, my Switch is actually my mom and dad's Switch, but they never fucking use it. I use it more than they do. I know, ironic.
Especially early game is.
Not
Shields
really.
are popped. They're looking good. The other team is starting to make their way on through. No shotgun either on Fallen Prison. They got that.
Who the hell sent me a fucking drone request? I can't see that shit where I am.
On the flip side, they've got epic and rare items. They're looking really good.
Yeah, if they're going to be able to close the gap and get those shotguns in the fight, all it's going to take is one really solid shot. And while the shield cake is very strong if you're able to set up, this isn't a situation where you have the ability to set up. These Ranger rifles are very good at running them down. And then Chris says, well, I'm not even going to bother running him down. I'm going to drive him down. He's going straight for it. Wavy Jacob and Chris is trying to run him down. The 2 veterans, they are no strangers to trying to push forward and find early elimination. Sometimes it's been their downfall, but when they're successful,
you know what the hell it was?
Fights like this.
No, I don't know what the
Ranger
fuck it was.
Maybe a little bit of disadvantage here. He's
Am I you? No.
Damage down quickly. The antidote does come through down to 132 effective HP, but again, there's no follow-up there. They get that initial damage with that SMG, but they can't really do anything. And as you see, Wavy looking for a different angle here, trying to put the pressure on from a different side. Down below, they're going to get time to heal up, but as you can see, Wavy went, farmed up some extra mats, is now getting back into the fight and puts them in an even better position.
You know how bully hair gets
right now. Positioning is the name of the game with limited amount of resources. You
I
don't
go
necessarily
to
want
put
to
the little
want to get this fight
bitch
resolved
back,
quickly.
and the fucking
Well,
zipper on my jeans got tangled up in my fucking
farm up if it's
hair instead of pulling me really hard.
Wow.
Time me out for 1-3. Oh, okay. He's spamming.
Jacob just trying to
I have to actually
enforce that. Both Team Prison doing a really good job of just staying hip to hip, backing up defensively, and not really giving them the chance, knowing that
was a reasonable
time. Isolated 2-on-1 with those SMGs, they'll be able to burn through somebody.
Well, probably spamming, and he's just fucking.
Chris may have
he's not like
materials and may have more
7
HP
maybe
right
8
now.
messages in a
He's
row.
running out of ammo, but a good beam there from Wavy. Gonna hit him from the side. They're falling now, gonna go down. They're trying to push out, but look at that. Chris was there in tandem. The beautiful teamwork there, and they're gonna get the loot.
Oh my god!
It cost them a lot.
It costs a lot, but now that's what I'm saying. You resolve the fight. There shouldn't be anybody near them, and Logjam has
If only there was someone here named Chloe
plenty of
who had
resources.
the
One of the most
ability to
resource-dense
play
spots
GTA with
on the
me as
map.
well.
It just takes a while to get through. So that's
Too
why we want
bad
to kind
there's
of
no such
close
person.
that fight up. So now we're going to swing on over to one of the other spots where a ton of fighting generally will end up going down. The ball does end up being the highest priority, and you can see right now, Jay Rose is in E2-2, being the ones in control of that vault.
And this vault,
Let me
it
join,
has
baby.
been a very interesting vault to watch.
Oh, fucking hell,
takes you back
fucking
to
hell, my
chapter
cat's
2 days
locked.
early
Fucking
on,
hell.
where you would see people grab the key card and just run away, and then come back later in the zone, grab all the loot, and then make their rotation through. There's been some really interesting plays with it, but it looks like J-Rose and E2 are really going to
shut up.
hunker down, try to open up. We got a replay coming in here. This is just going to be another off of spawn fight.
James, no one asked.
Unfortunately, they're not able to get away here. It's just look at the damage coming through. The teamwork as well.
What, me?
Nowhere to go.
Yeah. Faster.
They're going to be able to isolate that fight really quickly and wrap it up. As now we're going to swing on over. Mr. Success himself, Energy, Epic Whale, 100 Thieves Darkroom, doing what they typically do when it comes to a Storm Surge dash, trying to drive around the map.
I can
find
drive
a
around in
info
a
on the top
white
right-hand
road.
side. Epic Whale placed second in the previous round to qualify for round 3 after a tough performance on Friday. And honestly, a tough performance all season hasn't necessarily been finding the results they're used to finding in the cash cups either. So really have to put it all together here today. But honestly, if anybody's going to do it, you kind of have to bank on them, right?
Jackass.
You do. I mean, you can comfortably predict them almost every time, and you'll do relatively well. It's interesting for Arkham. He's rocking double light ammo weapons right now. He doesn't have a shotgun. He doesn't have an AR. We've seen an AR with an SMG this season. He's a lot of different combos. But that pistol is something we haven't seen that much in. I know both you and I are big fans of.
Yeah, I think this season in particular, the big reason for its kind of falling out in terms of prevalence is one, just how strong both of the rifles are. Like the big draw on that pistol is the 2x headshot multiplier, but when you have the MK7 and the Ranger that both get like trucks in the respective aspect, one just because the aim and the rate of fire on the MK7, and then the Ranger itself just has one of the higher base damage numbers out of the weapons in the game. And you factor in just that SMGs, when you get in the late game or even in any box dive situations, are so valuable. It kind of cuts down on why you'd want to carry a pistol when you and I were both very much obsessed with it. There wasn't really a good light weapon alternative. Like some players carried SMGs, but not really, right?
And it would also double as your AR in those moments. Then you could drop your AR ammo over your teammate. You'd be good. They'd give you your light ammo needed. Yeah, so it was perfect. It was this perfect balance, and now you're right. I feel like it's an interesting phase out that we may see come back in. But there are more players that do have a proficiency with it. So moving back over though, we got Wheels and Batman Booga for some coming through. They've got a tall order, right? I mean, that's a lot of pressure coming through. They didn't make it last round, who had their last qualifier. Now really have to perform well, because again, if you don't get to that top 8, it's all going to be about series points, and this time around the series points are a little bit harder to get.
Chicken butt.
And luckily everyone gets a little bit of a blank slate.
Like chicken nuts.
You didn't make it all the way through in that first qualifier, but there's still plenty of series points. There's still 8 qualifying spots up for grabs today, so
are you doing a live stream right now?
As you can see. Some snacking Fabs.
Okay. Well, I did find your channel, and I did
find a couple medium
did the beef.
So one thing that, well, the MK7 is so strong. One thing that I feel like isn't necessarily talked about a ton in the Chapter 3 meta, the unavailability of one-shot down weapons.
Shut the fuck up, Miss Baker. I don't have 4 people to help me do your stupid shit.
You almost always have the ability to react, unless you end up at a really unfortunate range where Duo is just able to kind of aim consistent headshots on you before you're able to turn an about face. You can pretty much always cover yourself up and not take detrimental damage. And you add in the fact that there's so many excess heals on the map that we end up with these really long drawn-out fights where players really won't get chipped down to the opportunity.
Shit, that is not so fine.
I have fired up the car. Way south.
That is going to be a hard zone to traverse for a lot of players. Right outside. And you're right. I mean, that's one of the biggest things in Fortnite for the longest time. And I believe up until this season, you could one-shot down someone with multiple different weapons, and now you don't have that reliability. So your players that were proficient in snipers can still use them, but they're not going to do as much damage. You're not going to get as much storm surge. You can't really rely on it like you used to. You have to be able to find different ways. For those that were proficient with the shotgun, when you would pump them to the head, it would, depending on rarity, it would take them down in one hit. But a lot of players relied on that, so now you got to play a different game. You have to have these swap weapons. You have to be good at it. And that goes back to many, many seasons ago.
Are you watching a Fortnite thing about like people battling each other?
This is basically normally this is basically FNCS. It basically happens the last four weeks of every season, and basically it just shows off who, or basically who's the best team for each region.
Past a certain line.
Right now is NA West, Europe and Europe.
Once those outcroppings, so you can see Epic Well
OC and
doing,
East
it's so
already
good when
went.
they're like we're
So
talking
this
about
is
something
West
and then you immediately pan to an example of it. Where this is one of the few natural high ground spots.
Did you
join the entirety of it? They have one of the biggest priority positions on the map where they have sight lines to everyone who wants to rotate into the side of the zone, and they're owning both parts of it. So they have a clear view, not only of the whole northern side when rotating in, but a clear view of the entire west side as well. And this is part of the reason why they are just so
You can't join because you're in a fucking creative game. You
that also comes.
No. There's not 20 people in here.
When you're that good,
It's only
no
9.
one's going to be
Even
around.
if there
No one
weren't a
wants
lot
to
of
be
people
around.
you would be able to join someone else's lobby. You would be able to join his lobby.
Doing it in the zone,
you wouldn't be able to join
Covert
yours.
Canyon, heals galore as well. They should be good to get back in. But that's one of the things is that's what they struggled with in drills a lot. I mean, if you go back and you look at all the broadcasts, you'll see that there was nobody around them.
I
in
like
the
how you
immediate
said
area.
you know that
And
won't happen.
hurt
Like
them
I was
on
asking
storm
to be put in
surge. It was
timeout,
very hard for them.
What? James, what the hell are you talking about?
Ollie, remember when he
in the
spammed?
YouTube chat,
Ollie.
I saw that. I saw that, and I saw this thing that says hi, and I am typical from yesterday. And then who was who?
Oh yeah, that was me. I timed
Oh,
it
okay.
what was going on.
Oh, I
No,
get
we're
that.
not there. There you are.
I don't know
I
how
like
you do
anybody wants
live
to comment on
streams.
Basher anyways.
Me?
Basher, guess what?
What?
This exotic exports vehicle was missing a door, all windows, and the front's absolutely busted to shit, but I'll still get full money for it.
Oh my god.
Because I'm a bitch.
Yeah, pay. I'll hop in the journal.
How dare you hop a jet? Well, you're gonna be talking to like two different people now, so.
I won't.
Yes, you will. You're gonna be talking to Paya. I'm not joining the Discord chat, and Aiden isn't even in the Discord chat.
Oh yeah, so
Yes,
it doesn't matter.
To quite a few different people.
So doesn't matter.
I never said that it did. I just was stating a fact.
No. No, I'm not. I'm not in a Discord call. I'm in a PS4 party.
I'm that guy.
What?
Someone talking to me?
Nah, do you have GTA?
No.
Yeah, GTA's on here.
Yeah, say got off once you finish customs.
Ask your aunt if it's cool if you can play.
Hey, Chloe?
5 seconds.
What
That is because
is
this team
his
has
name?
not done enough damage. It's
Typical.
something generally you will only
Typical.
see
Just call me
in
typical.
competitive games, but is active
Typical.
in every single Fortnite game.
Dasher?
They'll just be
Okay.
healing up on that
He's-
shield kick, trying to use that to negate as much as possible. As I'm
Instead of
going
his
to
fine
pass
like
back to the
GTA,
left-hand side to
it's
Shallow, is continuing to get pushed and backed up. Still has plenty of shields, but they're not doing a lot to return fire, and he's actually eating fire from the side there. In a tough situation, his zone drops right on top of their head, but everyone's kind of looking and trying to get a piece of the pie. The question at this point, who's going to end up getting the 3 points for Shallow? And it looks like, nope, Batman Blue getting the confirm on the other side. That's your boy, E-Girl Obama. They're going to be the ones who get the knock on that side. And Biz is going to drop
I'm currently working on. I'm currently in the process of gathering more clips
picking up the
for.
resources from his teammate, but instead,
Hey, another one.
Buddy's going to toss him up, pick him up, and back up.
And What a
LJT,
great
I'm not
moment
working
for
on
this.
that.
Just
I
wait.
am in
Just
a
sit there.
background.
Don't be too aggressive trying to get your teammate up.
Well,
here's
that's the thing. I added everything in Share Factory,
if
so
he lets his
kind of
teammate go down there.
it's kind of hard
because
to
then he gets
time the
he gets more
vote.
mats than his teammate had. He gets all that loot as well. I know it's one of those things where you don't want your teammate to go down, but look
Yeah,
at
yeah, my older videos were like when I
unfortunately,
first started
Kaizen
off.
is still getting
like,
hit because
2 or
of it,
3 years
no one
ago.
has finished him
Hopefully, I
off.
still
And
have my
Kaizen is probably
Perico
going to
stuff
go
when
down
I
here
was
because
doing
they
that
don't
with
have enough
Basher,
to withstand this storm surge. But no, they're above, 16 above. But
Normally anything that I have just in my bio, I stream.
But they don't have much heals.
But I can't really
It
stream
doesn't look like they have any
Overwatch right now because I don't have
situations
PS4.
where timing was almost absurdly unfortunate with Chicken being taken out
this
down
is
right as
and it
Storm
was
Surge would have just eliminated him. They could
FNCS.
have potentially given Kaizen an opportunity to have a little bit of respite and play it out 1v2, but instead now they're basically praying for some heals.
I'm not sure if
Prayers
he's
be answered in the form of a Guzzle
doing
Juice. Now,
FNCS.
Guzzle Juice, another new item this season that has very mixed uses.
Yeah, he's live, but I don't think
Healing
he's
you
doing it though.
completely to full over a set duration of time. I believe it's 2 HP every second.
No,
Maybe a little bit quicker,
he's not
every
doing it.
half second. However, it will turn off the second you take any form of
Yeah,
damage.
he's just
so
doing
not
normal.
negating storm damage. However, when you find her in the middle of the zone and only have a 20 HP, it's gonna be real helpful.
Indeed, and it's a good combo if you can get in the zone, use it, and then pick up a med miss as well. We've seen the med miss be very strong this season and very prevalent to the end zones.
Oh yeah, I was gonna join the hide and seek, but I got caught up doing something
The
else.
fact that you are able to use it while also being mobile, you can combine that with the sliding mechanic, maintaining momentum, and it just enables you to make more plays. And at the absolute highest level, when you go and look at heal offs, it's one of the most efficient items in that regard because you can completely negate 15 seconds of the zone for one item slot. So it just barely is able to end up ticking over and outdo the 10 damage per storm tick. To see left-hand side.
Oh shit!
Just kind of looking for potential pot shots.
Next time he's doing hide and seek, I will try and probably join that because I haven't done any hide and seeks at this this chapter. So my playstyle might change.
And crew right there, looking good. And they've got peppers. They've got a launch pad. I'll be intrigued to see if they use it here. Or they just try to go with those peppers. I feel like, personally, I think peppers right rotate now. Let's save that launch pad for that half and half out. We move over bottom left there are going to be Wheels and Batman Buka. We're set up right on the edge of zone. They are looking good. Baz and Snacky on the other side. They're okay. They've got mobility. They've got mats. They're up. They don't have a lot in their inventory.
It's heavily delayed because earlier I was and I was watching on Europe's FNCS and I was
there's nobody
because no depending on the reason I go for because I normally go for a team that I know, so for Europe I was going for Mr. Savage and Benji.
That was not
and I was in Benji's stream, and they died like
a little upset with the efficiency there, especially because they had bandages there. The med miss
and
is just so good late game,
that didn't show up on stream till
really needed to use the bandages plus a splash there to get him back up before dipping into the heals. However, they're the ones playing in this, and the ones commentating on it, so I'll continue to let them make the plays. As Jelty makes the plays himself, you see the top left hand corner, he's picking up heal in there. Arkham trying to find a spray there, but instead, he gets sprayed back. Both him and Epic Whale lose that trade fantastically. That's Krior and Salty. That said, knock knock, who's there? Well, we're ready for you, but unfortunately, for Krior and Salty, they get sprayed right from the other side, so they're not able to take advantage of that, and they need to be careful because they're poking two bears at the same time, and you know Epic Whale and Arkham, they're not going to be happy about just sitting there for it, and they might have to actually be content as they see all of those shot splashes go off. I don't think they want to take that full one-on-one as J Rose is going to pick up a double in the feed there. Snacky ends up getting one, and we'll expect to see a number of players to drop here as we will have our second rotation of Storm Surge. However, not going to impact and Arkham at all. We will see 19 kick up
Well, okay. If we're going region-wise, the next OCE content crew that should definitely get icon skin is the Pressure Muso.
Shots there, still 34 below. They've got the mobility to try to close the gap there, but okay, no, barely going to be above, but still that is not safe when there are 5 players that need to go down. Boom, just like that. As I'm talking about,
there are so many icons, like content creators, like big content creators streamers that should have
but able to do it.
Icon skins is ridiculous.
We see Arkham actually able to pick up an elimination onto Angela as one of those other
funny thing is that they nerfed it from 80 to 20 from competitive, but like I think like last week or something, they dropped it down to 10.
Bottom left hand corner of the screen, Punisher ends up getting picked up. It's all going to be down to Landjot to now carry the weight of that duo as we move into
dropping it down to 10 now, like that's kind of like
see them just a little bit below height.
Like you barely getting usage of that. Like a solid 20 is good enough.
25, which is where those cascading placement points really start to kick in. However, he is yet to be confirmed, so still keeping an eye on that top left-hand corner. Epic Whale and Arkham, they're sitting relatively pretty, and Epic Whale somewhere along the way picked up a legendary striker pump shotgun, and we know he can put in the work.
They are going to put it in, and zone is pretty favorable for them. You see them immediately look towards high ground there because they are obviously a team that will go for that high ground.
Fuck the James, though.
Somewhere along the way, picked up a legendary striker pump shotgun, and we know he can put it in the I just turned on my Xbox again.
Any sort of movement, as well as Wavy and Chris trying to find something to get going with, because they are looking, they're on options when it comes to heals as well. Launchpad going to come through for them. They're trying to make their way through. Saz and Saki trying to find any sort of damage on the back end. Above, Storm Surge now for Wavy, but not that bad of a beam comes through. Looked a little bit worse than it was, and they get in zone and now have to move.
Yeah, it's one benefit when you do end up getting tagged by that MK7, unless it's consistent headshots coming through. Nothing a big pot won't be able to top you off on. As you see on the right side of our screen now, Babs and Snacky trying to get in front of the zone a little bit. Good angle they're taking, trying to make sure they end up overlapping with it. So we're going to hop on board with them. Snacky is a little bit separated. You generally prefer seeing them hip to hip, but I think he might end up having those mythics. So he's just saying, hey, I'll catch up, because we're now going to keep an eye on the top left-hand corner of the screen. Nope, he's actually just right behind him. So doing a good job making sure they're controlling that target. It's closing it off and about facing whenever he thinks there's potential shot there, as Beast is going to find a knock on the par.
My skill base matchmaking is like fuck.
Additional point as Wavy Jacob does end up going down there. Chris is by him lonesome. That's on the right hand side of the screen as the Elims
I can dead ass slow in a solo match and fucking show you how fuck it is. Like I specifically don't do solos for a reason.
They are trying to make it work, as I saw Arkham there in
that that's specifically why you always either see me playing squads or squads or something.
Any sort of unnecessary damage there, not trying to make any unnecessary movement, as well as Aguilar going to pick one up in the feed. This is playing this perfectly. You want people to forget that you're here, and that's exactly what everyone's doing.
Yeah, just being a little sneaky snake on the backside of the zone, hoping for some tall grass to move through in the form of other people's builds, but instead going to invest some of his very minimal amount of mats. That was about a third of his remaining builds. Going down here, you can see Salty was actually still in the feed in the top left, and Insecure get confirmed. We're going to swing on over Epic Whale with the 6x, with that legendary striker pump, not finding the shots. Arkham, though, is going to end up finding a knock, but he needs to change back the level and get the reset. They are going to be able to do it. Dueling chug splashes immediately top both of them off, and that's a second elimination, as J Rose is an E22 are going to continue the trend that's happened in North America, where once you get the high ground, everyone just forgets about you, and you get to rain down shots. 6 elims on J Roses, 2 on E22, 8 total, and nobody's even looking their way. They're just raining shots down. They have all the utility, all the shields in the world. Nobody's even off the second grid space layer. They're completely uncontested, and honestly, everyone seems happy to just bang it out in the lower levels. They say, hey, we'll fight here. Speaking of which, Arkham takes a huge shot in the back. Epic Whale needs to about face and give him some kind of relief and pressure. Arkham doing a fantastic job to disengage and change the level, but it's leaving Epic Whale completely isolated. He'll finally get an angle to be able to try and punish the two who pushed his teammate, but instead is going to be forced to rotate forward, as unfortunately he's running completely out of builds, and Raze is going to be able to pick up one on the backside. Epic Whale's going to drop down the back, but he just gets ripped to shreds. That was J Rose saying, thank you very much, come again, but this is going to be my dub, as Batman Booga trying to push through.
Yes, they're able to get it. Nice shot there. Almost able to get it there. Wheels will follow up. Can he 1v2? It doesn't look like he's going to have the HP to do it. Jay Roses and E22 with the 12 elimination victory royale come through.
Well, I've been saying stream since like day one, since we started
12 elimination victory royale, and that's what High Ground is able to do. But also, you can't forget Jay Rose is the Season X FNCS champ. That first FNCS where everyone said, oh, it's definitely going to be Epic Well, Arkham, and Rex. Well, this man came to play, and he put a stamp on it right away. That's a, what, 62, 64 point game, I believe?
It's looking good. It is looking good for them. And you're right, a lot of people forget that about Jay Rose, is that they are a season champion, and they showed up today. And that's what you want to do, game number one. If you can come out, win, and on top of that, get double-digit eliminations.
What about the dog? Are you going to get the dog soon?
You're going to set yourself up for a good 6 matches. You want to end up in that top 8. But to break down where we're at after the first game, we're going to kick it back on over the desk. Kelly, what you got for us?
Well, once again, we have a double-digit elimination game in the first game for the qualifier. So really, that is going to set Jay Roses and E22 so far ahead of the competition. And you kind of want that cushion, you know, Panda?
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, an impressive start there for them, but also an impressive start there for Batman, Booga, and Wheels holding on there to the final moments to take that on. I'm not saying that for any particular reason other than obviously Batman, Booga, and Wheels may or may not be my prediction, and this is why, because they just have the chemistry, the function, the flow to walk out here and feel like champions.
I mean, you can see how confident they are in this late game. Already on 4 eliminations here, and they're just plowing through their builds, looking for more, looking for any player that gets caught off guard, and they do it so perfectly. Going in together, the communication is there, the synergy is there. They just have to keep playing like that, and I mean, I can see your prediction doing well.
I mean, just from that highlight right there, it was the big names that we saw make it out of round 2, all make it to the end game. And Takata, there was something else that was kind of interesting. Around zone 6, zone 7, almost every team had a couple of eliminations compared to what we saw in qualifier 1, where the eliminations weren't really coming in until the end game. What was that?
It seems like these players are adapting to the format, right? Because there is more elimination points rewarded in this round 3 for the qualifiers. It's 3 points per elimination. So if you're able to secure 1 or 2 eliminations getting to that end game, it doesn't only help you with Storm Surge, it also gives you a massive boost in your points.
And speaking of points, let's take a quick look at our leaderboard right now. These are the top 10 teams during this qualifier 2. And of course, chat, only 1 game's been done, 5 to go. So a lot of things can change here. No one surprised, Jay Roses and E22 with 12 eliminations in a VR are going to be skyrocketing all the way up to first place with 68 points. But Panda, your team right behind.
Yeah, and we also got to talk about third place with Beast and Towson. This is a team that we didn't get to talk too much about before, right? When we were leading up to this one, we got to game number 1. But this is a special team as well. So see them right there in the top 3 with these other 2 teams is going to be pretty exciting, to say the least.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. And speaking of exciting, another team that I saw do pretty well, and I think they went down towards zone 8, Snacky and Fabs. Takata, talk to me a little bit about this team.
Snacky and Fabs, these 2 players have been competing on West for a long time. You might know Snacky because he's our previous Chapter 2 FNCS champion in Trio. So now, still having that champion's pickaxe going into the duos tournament, I'm sure he's feeling confident, and I'm sure he's ready to perform well with his duo Fabs. Unfortunately, we did not see him in the round 3 of qualifier 1, but now that's going to be more motivation in this qualifier.
And Panda, I don't know if I'm calling you out or not, because I think you actually brought up a really good point in the green room, but a lot of people may have speculated that Snacky and Fabs were kind of holding Reek back a little bit. You kind of had an opinion on that during the game 1.
Absolutely. Like I talked about last season when I was able to watch them live and talk about the Reet addition for their team, I knew that Reet was kind of the perfect addition for them for trios. However, I knew they weren't really the ones holding them up in that position. Snacky and Fab do a really good job of just showcasing their talent together, and that chemistry that they have is so unique. I don't think anybody on West, maybe aside from Arkham and Epic Whale, have that same level of chemistry.
They are also incredibly impressive mechanically, Panda. I mean, you can see just from those highlights how confident they are in piecing their opponents, securing those eliminations quickly, because when you're in these finals, you do not have a lot of time to work with.
Yeah, for me, though, I want to kind of focus on not the duos, but the solo, because, of course, throughout the game, players are going to get eliminated, and a lot of these teams are going to have to make it to the end game as a solo player. And one person we saw that have was Chris. Now, Panda, during this, I think it was Zone 7, Chris was a solo in second height, which I thought was an interesting play, but you actually said that it wasn't that bad of a choice.
So it technically wasn't, right, because it wasn't a contested layer, and obviously high ground is going to be the closest players to them. However, their focus is going to be people that are straight down below, not necessarily the person right there on second height, because he was on the back of second height. So for them, they're already ahead a little bit, and Chris can just kind of chill out in that cone and then drop when he needed. But unfortunately, when he did drop, he dropped directly into a box with two other players. So it really didn't work out in his favor in that moment. However, you never know. Things can change.
Takata, if you were a solo in this situation, it's Zone 8, the end game. There's so much chaos going on. Where would you go? Would you go into the low ground, mid ground, or high ground?
I'll be hunting for the other solo. If I don't have any materials and I need to refresh, the last thing I want to do is get it on a full duo. So I'll try and maybe play the dead side of the zone or any zone which is kind of the safest until I find that solo and then go for that 1v1 engagement and trying to refresh my materials.
Yes, everyone, one game down. We have 5 more games to go here. And with that, game number 2 is ready to go. So let's toss it once again to our casters.
Thank
you so much, Kelly, Panda, and Tokata. 1 match down, 5 to go. 8 spots up for grabs, and right now, J Rose is in Etu 2 with 68 points in game number 1. Really put a stamp on it.
They did, and I'm excited to see if they can keep it going in game number 2. Get a sniper shot from Kaboo. Gonna line it up. No! The stutter step gonna get that player out, but it doesn't matter when you have that MK7. You know they gotta be a 2 shots away from going down. That one's gonna hurt. They could go for it, but it's just not worth it this time. That's just good Storm Surge damage to them off. Drop.
I never hesitate on those sniper shots, right? Like, I feel like it's like, oh, I want to wait the half second to hit the headshot. The MK7 is so good, and the sniper actually swaps very fast in terms of its unequipped time coming through there. Just throw the body shot away when you know you have it lined up. Like, trying to take the extra half second is not going to end up worth it. Of course, easy to say that in hindsight, but I mean, it's something you've talked about a ton, Clyde.
Indeed, and one of the things with the sniper this season is you can actually animation cancel it, like back in the day you used to when you would sprint to stop that reload, right? You can swap over to your MK7, get that shot, and then swap over, and it would have been about the same time as if you stayed on that swap of the sniper rifle waiting for it to reload. So it would have been really good for them to be able to do that swap, right?
It's me. And you can't deny the fact. Oh, yeah. I am your new queen.
To know that, hey, we can go center up on just about a third of the material we would normally need, and we're going to be totally okay, right? I think if the continued trends ends up being that spot is just outright winning tournaments, more teams are going to start kind of staking a claim towards it.
And you can even kind of disrupt it as well, right? You don't have to necessarily land there to disrupt the llama because, as Fallen Prism gonna go down, the confirmation is Wavy Jacob and Chris, are gonna try to push, but look at Fallen Fultzy there, just taking down Wavy Jacob with that MK7. That's why you don't really push up into one if you don't have a good angle. You're just gonna go down, and now Chris has to try to clutch up. But right, you can fly over that llama, kind of disrupt it, make it start moving, and then that team won't be able to do anything about it. They'll just get the scraps because the llama will go away before they have the chance to get it. And now back into the fight, Chris has the high ground. What will Fultzy do there? Are they going to be able to hit the same shots? I don't know.
Yeah, there is a slight weapon strength advantage on Fultzy's side. He does have the epic variance of what Chris is holding, but Chris is the only one with that SMG. However, while trying to take a little bit of pot shot and pressure, Fultzy able to answer back with that epic striker pump and going to be able to do it. The stinger, though, adding a bunch of pressure, and I actually lied. Fultzy does have a stinger in there, so pretty much identical loadouts. However, Fultzy has the excess shield, so he's more than happy to continue taking these trades.
The med misuser just a little bit of HP as we do see Bags gonna get elims there. E22 actually gonna fall there to Buzzo. That's gonna be big. Nice shot there. Chris gonna be down 55 less HP. Does have the med miss to try to make something happen. The wall replace will come through, but Fultzy's not caught off guard by that. Oh, almost actually gonna get caught off guard, but minis will be popped again. They've got the overall effective HP advantage. They've got the item advantage, but can they hit their shots? Because Chris is really good. Oh, almost going down to fall damage there. Fultzy is getting so close, but Chris is still somehow able to get out.
Chris is fighting very well defensively right now, but I think Fultzy knows.
I hurt people.
Yeah, I think
I'm a force of nature. If you weren't from where I was from, you'd be... Woo!
Match 1 winners into Brute. Well, it looks like he found a knife in his back as he's down early right now. Jay Rose is trying to do his best to stock up on some materials. He's already sitting at 102 and he's got excellent bricks, so not really sure what he's doing. Maybe just trying to create a little bit of additional space, own a little bit more of the real estate around here, figure out a way to maybe loop back around and grab Etutu's card, but he's in a real tough position right now with a bunch of duos near him. Look at the bottom right-hand corner of the map, Clay. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe a 6 down there as well.
And that's covert cavern, right? I mean, it's so powerful. You've got that vault. Oh, but wait a minute. Is he going to be able to find a bait almost coming through? But right, you have this surplus of loot there, which means a lot of duos are going to rotate through there. Even as we've only just started moving on that first zone, they want the loot, and there's always going to be leftover. There's never going to be enough people in that area to pick up every ounce of loot. So if you're on a scavenger route, rotating through there is really good for you. And now it makes it that much harder for Jay Roses because he has to worry about those players as well. He's going to look to try to make their way through, and I think this is where he's going for that reboot card. I think is where his path is, but again, we'll have to wait and see. And we move over to Zuko and E-Girl here, who are also in Covert Cavern as well. They pick up 1 elimination. Oh, and look at their loadout. Look at how many heals they have.
They're just stacked on deck right now, just trying to push through, but the only thing they're putting on ice is their opponents as they just run through yet another one. Convict goes down, and it wasn't the Flu on the other end, it was Zuko. Let's keep an eye in the top left-hand corner. Fultzy looks like he resolved yet another fight there, so potentially a pickup and then some good plays going there. J Rose is still just kind of like a rat in a maze running around. Doesn't look like he's been able to grab that card quite yet. He might have been able to grab it and get out there, and based on the fact that he's disengaging, he's either got it or he said, it's a little bit too hot for me on this party. I'm gonna go outside and catch some fresh air. Somebody's had a fight down by Logjam Lumberyard right now. Hounds, Prism, he's got well on the other side of it, trying to put some pressure on.
And they're running out of ammo in that SMG. They got to be careful, right? That 61 ammo will deplete very quickly as the MK7 could have punished Hound for looking just a little bit too long and Ella's and Wale will get a moment of breath. They get a chance to heal back up. Even we'll get a chance to pop a med kit, and that is just to show how much pressure was taken off of them. And they're still in a good spot. Yes, that damage did come through, but look at it. They still got a good amount of heals. Yeah, it's only one chug splash there, but still have all charges left and their mythic Spider-Man web slingers. They are, I'd say, relatively in a good spot.
Yeah, and Jay Rose is like dipped. He went all the way over to kick.
Hey, combo. Is this my man? serious? Yeah. Nothing, I just died now. They should be asleep in the other room, right? Can I go check? Oh, look! Oh, look what I just got you! That's what I got. Should I get it? I mean, since you have 145. There you go. This is what I like. This is my most favorite one. Oh, look at this. I got more. From the bow. Ring owl. Wait, so the more I unlock, the more I can get? Oh, let's go. Nothing else. I do like this one too. That one, that one, that one. What is with the question mark? There's nothing else to play. We got 5. So at least they get V-Bucks. My phone. My dad is calling me. Talking about what I'm doing, I got to shoot the shooters that I wanted. All that good stuff. Nothing. I'm gonna take a little sleeping if I can.
Best
like that damage didn't even matter because everyone else is getting damage as well. There's the other solo on solo 1v1. Storm Surge still making it a 1v2, and Shallow looks like they may go down.
Yeah, it's going to be incredibly difficult here. But right now you can see just the Elam feed lighting up in the top left-hand corner as players are being forced to move because of Storm Surge and Shallow. After burning through all of his utility is going to do it. You can see Arkham picking up yet another Elam and getting dropped down in the box is Shallow, but sprayed away. Kruger can be the one who picks that up.
Getting that return elimination back onto the player that got his teammate as Rush will fall. We swap over to pad all the way in. Only 1-2 teams currently in the zone, and honestly an early rotate that will set them up really well. Oh, that is a beautiful opening there, and we've seen Epic Well do it before, but Landjack is not going to hop into the box. I think, rather Punisher not going to. Landjack too far behind, honestly. So now if he was going to hop in that box, I was ready for it.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like he might have gone, but then he just kind of put the brakes on a little bit. His Monkey was able to find some good shots there on the backside of the zone and really picked up a free rotation. Look at the bottom right-hand corner. You might be able to just go on a nice little stroll. Honestly, like, I would stop building. Yeah, and he's just about to say, hey, wait, everyone's already made it in there. I'm late to the party, but they didn't. Looks like nobody remembered to lock the door, and he's just going to be able to walk right on in like he belongs.
Yeah, no one was looking at him, which is perfect. That's what you want. But this is a great rotation, able to save a lot of builds, right? He did build a lot towards the end there, but overall, the amount of builds that he saved was great. As we move over to Arkham and Epic Whale, 6th place currently, after all the points have been divvied out for this game. They're in an okay spot on low ground. They've got a launch pad. They're still looking pretty healthy on materials. That's also one of the things that I've always worried about them, right? You can always tell how their games are going based on how many materials they spent, because usually Arkham and Epic Whale like to be very aggressive, spend a lot of their materials. They're going to find a solo, get that recap on the materials, so it doesn't matter. And one thing that you and I have talked about extensively on Arkham and Epic Whale is that they do like to over-index on heals. So you look at Arkham, he's got 3 healing items in his inventory. I'm assuming Epic Whale has the exact same amount, and this is great for them because it allows them to be aggressive. It allows them to go for trades like that and not get punished.
Yeah, so really like the additional tech there of just slamming down the armored wall right after getting the elimination, just saying, nope, this is our loot. I don't have to worry about constantly replacing that. I'm not going to get picked off because you double sprayed my metal. You were able to catch me while I was just trying to sort out what's there, slam down the armored wall, get everything you need, as we're now going to swap on over. Lil Guifu front side of the zone, but Babs and Snacky up on the high ground. And remember, the trend for NA West has generally been, once you're up on height, you're there. Nobody is looking. However, Epic Whale and Arkham are a duo who will look to go if they have an opportunity. They're content to sit just below it, but you'll see they'll keep taking peeks towards the top. They're saying, hey, is there an opening? Because they know high ground wins games is the right side of the screen. Guifu still trying to do his best, finding a little bit of room here, 615 above, but with only one more duo who needs to go down. I don't think Storm Surge is going to be in play too long, as yet another elimination and a refresh goes over to Arkham and Epic Whale.
1,000 damage above, but only 2 eliminations, and here we go. Arkham looking for the sneaky move, looking for that high ground retake. Is going to get taken a little bit down there, but they've honestly forgot about him. He's going to get some nice damage off. They're getting chopped down as well. There you go. Arkham's got the high ground. Someone behind him, but doesn't even matter. They're on the high ground. Epic Whale is right there with them, and all of a sudden, now it gets very scary for the rest of the lobby.
Yeah, but they almost went too high there. They're way over-indexed on it, and they wasted a ton of builds in that regard. So now their hard mats are very minimal. However, it's late enough now where they should just be able to run it out with single tarps between the two of them. They're missing out on a bunch of eliminations on the low ground, but they don't care. They'll ride it out knowing they'll get their share of the points. Remember, it's all about the qual for them, as they don't want to miss the finals. Epic Whale wants to put a 7 in his name, but somebody is looking for some more points right now. Is Guifu, who's still running it as a solo. Big 66 tag there, gets the spot, 55 as well, but not going to find the cleanup as he goes down in 18. Each duo that drops will be some additional points. Batman Booger backside of the zone. No builds, no problem. Jump shot, 180. Nick Jaw eats that one to the jaw. Tug passes on the backside of the zone. He's going to Peter Parker his way all the way over, but not quite in. Just finds a gap, but the gap is then blown up as still on high ground. Arkham and Epic Whale raining down shots on the rest of the lobby, and Old Man Melton is helping out a little bit as we swing on over to Jelty and Krizix.
They are hopping up leaderboards as well, like that armored wall placement for them as well. Look at Epic Whale and Arkham, though. They went from 6th place to 3rd place, just being on the high ground. Now is where they're going to find the eliminations. Unfortunately, that one may have gotten taken away. Epic Whale does find FJAA there. Elimination is going to come on through. Arkham is just finding Elim after Elim, shot after shot. Krizik's going to go down. Jelty not far after his raise, trying to clutch up Pars. Now will be the only one to do so. That's a big shot coming through there. Has no builds remaining, is just trying to stay live in the zone for as long as possible. Is going to find that elimination. No, is actually going to get it stolen away from Epic Whale up above. They're finding Elim after Elim, and all of a sudden, look at that, Sundown. They have made their way into 1st place overall, looking to try to seal the deal with more eliminations after 2 games. It is not a surprise. They are Arkham, they are Epic Whale, and they're looking phenomenal.
They have to close out this 2v2 though to really put the cherry on top, and they do as Elder and Statics fall. And we say you can't open the door for them, you can't give them an opportunity. Man, you can't even put them in line, because the second they get up front to it, they just kick it right on down. Match number 2, Epic Whale walking away. I think it was 11 eliminations in total coming out for them, or 10. Either way, it's gonna rocket them up the leaderboard as we take a look at some of the match highlights here.
Batman Booga is doing a lot of work, though, putting it in, trying to get those placement points and Elim points. Ray's also trying to get involved, but again, it's Arkham. It's Epic Whale. Look at that. The denial there by shooting that, the web slinger there is actually going to cause that fall damage, and unfortunately, going down. That is a beautiful, amazing game from them. And again, they literally were given an inch. They were given the smallest of opportunities to take high ground. They did it.
And we talked about it, how teams necessarily aren't used to defending against that high ground take anymore, and it was really a pretty traditional one. They just 90'd up at the correct time and forced them back down. But that's 2 out of our 6 matches down. We're a third of the way through the competition. We're going to kick it back over to Panda, Tokata, and Kelly to show us what we might have missed.
Thank you so much, Sundown and Clay. And obviously, Arkham and Epic Whale grabbed their first VR of the day, and they did it in such a great way, Panda. That height steal is what you want to see.
Look, I can't take this away from them, right? They did an exceptional job here showcasing that classic Arkham Epic Whale playstyle. They play together, they play aggressive, and they play for endgame. These are all things that they did a very, very good job of here. And honestly, it worked out in their favor. I'm not surprised to see them here in these final moments, but it was these final moments that truly defined them and how they took that high ground. So beautifully taken here, climbing up, catching these other players off guard. And then after this, right, they get the high ground, they feel comfortable, and then here it is. They use the launch pad to go back down and just again, full control nonstop the whole time, Tokata.
They played it perfectly, Panda. From having eliminations, going into those moving zones, preparing themselves for this late game with enough materials, to playing the high ground retake correctly, to surviving the high ground contestation when they almost got knocked down, and then finishing it off for the victory royale. I mean, they played it by the book, and they played it perfectly, Panda.
Yeah, they definitely did. You even see there in the final moments, Arkham gets all the additional heals, right? You see the Chug Splash is picked up. He prepares just in case he has to do a heal off. He has to hold on, but it doesn't matter because Epic Whale gets those eliminations there with Arkham in the final moments and takes the VR.
But it's not even the final moments that they're dominating. I think it was around Zone 4 where we saw a solo player, Shallow, who had 2 eliminations and was below threshold, compared to Epic Whale and Arkham, who had 0 eliminations and they were 1,000 above. So again, it's not just the end game that they dominate. They are pretty much very competent throughout the entire competition. But of course, we also have to talk about Rays and Pars with 5 eliminations. Had a pretty good performance there, Takata.
They had a good performance, all right, and if they can maintain that consistency, I mean, we could see them at the top of this leaderboard. We've had 2 games played now, Epic and Arkham.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Say, you did ask her to told me that before, you fucking bastard. God damn it, you wait until now to fucking tell me? Fucking bitch.
So what should I don't know what I'd look up though.
Say you did ask could tell me my mic was muted the first time around, but nah, you didn't say shit, man. You wait until now to fucking tell me.
I'm liking what I'm seeing too, and I'm sure our casters are as well. So before
God
we
damn,
jump
man.
into game number 3, let's toss it. To see what they have to say.
I don't know. I think I remember muting myself at some point, but I thought I unmuted myself. That's the thing. But apparently not.
You know, it wouldn't be West without them.
God damn, bro.
I mean, we expect them to do well at this point. What?
No. I muted like I think I muted myself like 5-10 minutes ago.
That bodes well for the rest of these 4 games because it means it's anybody's game. It's still, you know, we're not having a runaway. We still got really good Fortnite to come, and that's what I'm excited about.
Yeah, still 4 more matches to go. We're closing in on that halfway point.
Keyword say fuck you.
Of what it's
That's all I'm saying.
Don't
Fuck you.
What's on the line today. Top 8 is a trip directly through to the finals. After that, everyone is competing for series points to get the opportunity to play in Friday's semifinals to then get a shot to make it through to those finals. So there's a lot of pressure.
I think Xbox only has a partnership with Twitch and not YouTube. I think. I don't know.
Have to play able to just practice your
I think the only reason that CJ was able to stream on YouTube through Xbox was through OBS. I think.
What I'm going to take is game number 3 starting right now. And here we go, right off of the bat into match number 3. You can see bus path coming through, and we're going to swing right on over to Camp Cuddle. We've had a little bit of a contestation going down here. We can see Slick Nick on one side, Cypress and Mr. Locke on the other. Can the Flu duo end up pressing back forward? And right now, both these duos are struggling a little bit. Currently in 24th and 30th, as Zaze is actually going to get an insta-splode there on the Frappi and take him out.
Ooh. Quick heal there. Frappe, one of the ones that we had in our pre-show.
Like the only time that I would actually get an Xbox is probably just to get Xbox exclusive. Bro, that's basically
honestly throw the playbook out the window. There's not really much there you can do. If someone 50-50s your drop, if they land right on top of you, it's just going to come down to who had the better landing, who had that opportunity to grab the weapon first, and sometimes that's how it plays out.
Yeah, just being able to get your feet on the ground, kind of touch it down and be able to just spray shots out towards the opponent makes a huge difference. And if they can't get some heals to immediately offset it, things could potentially get weird. But again, we've talked about it so many times how this season they're really...
I want to check something.
Well, I didn't even get off. I just got off. I was on YouTube. I'm retarded, bro.
Hold on.
When it comes to lead, especially when it comes to those web slingers, offers you a lot, but a lot of players understanding that while yes you can get a lot of loot here, it's not always worth being tested. As we see user get tagged up pretty hard, unfortunately. It looks like they have the shields to heal it up right away. As we swap over, we see Mags and Boston down against Wiz and Guifu over in Condo Canyon. This is one of those POIs that we see a lot of players go to, but for me it doesn't feel like one that is worth contesting.
So there's a lot of space over here, but again, things end up being a little awkward as soon as there is more than one team, particularly because rotations through this area, if you are rotating around the southern part of the map or doing a scavenger route, you're generally going to pass through there a little late, and you can end up getting bogged down, but that's generally ends up being the cases for a lot of POIs that tend to be towards the outside of the map where scavenger routes are possible.
Not shooting at
I don't think it's
these
necessarily
two
as much of a trap as
shooting
some of the other
close
ones
to
where
fucking
even if you
they're
are
trying to
contested, you can almost
my
comfortably
God.
split or at least get the loot you need and disengage and just kind of head straight up to be central. I personally dislike it. I think Condo Canyon and Bugle are one of my two weakest POIs. If I ever am going to land in a POI, I just really struggle to fight there.
It's definitely different, especially with Condo having so many spots that you can't really
Yo,
build
it's the
in.
boat.
There's a lot of awkward windows that, you know, look really good, but unfortunately you can't build with them. Right there, like one of those stairs and those triangle walls that are just there. And Condo has a lot of those, so it's definitely one of those POIs that you have to know like the back of your hand to be able to realistically take an off-spawn engagement. There's a move over log gem.
I think I'm gonna go. I'm fucking
It's
tired.
a really good
fucking
POI.
tired of shit.
You do get that initial bat gain just by the amount of bats around. Look at Fallen.